What's up today, guys? Today I might be doing a oil cooler or working on my 6.0 today, but I'm already pretty deep into it. I got the intake taken off, I got the alternator taken off, that kind of stuff, all the wiring and whatnot, and then I got the coolant drained. I've been having an issue with this truck. It's been like over pressurizing the coolant tank. I'm thinking it's either the head gasket or something's plugged up in the oil cooler. But I've also been having my oil cooler and coolant temps on my SCT live wire very far apart, like over 20 degrees. And that's usually 100% a sign for an oil cooler failure. But let me show you what happened back here. This would make for an amazing photo right now. Perfect lighting. Maybe needs a little more exposure. All right. Too zoomed in. That's perfect. Okay, so the only reason I'm back here is because last week I planned to make like the most awesome video that I've made so far yet. And I had my OBS back here and I had this truck back here. And the only reason this truck's even back here is because if you see right here, all the tire wear marks right there and whatever. I was trying to flex my my ram over here on the tire of my OBS, and it was a complete and utter failure of a of an attempt to flex on the tire, but it made for a great video. Funny thing is when I was editing, that footage got lost. And the only reason I even was moving all these vehicles around was because I was getting my trees trimmed, orders of the landlord, whatever. I don't make the rules around here. But in doing so, of flexing on the other vehicle, on the OBS's tire, I snapped a drag link in half. Yeah, right there. I try to do a bunch of stuff to try to band-aid it and limp it back to my driveway, but that nothing ended up working. I didn't have a good enough welder to weld like a sleeve over both pieces, and the ratchet strap wasn't enough to hold it. So I ended up ordering a whole new linkage assembly, from tie rod to drag link, blah blah blah. But that's supposed to be coming in tomorrow, and I just replaced all that stuff like a year ago. Not even, maybe a year and a half. I don't know. I have a bad recollection, but this thing also started doing something weird where it sounded like an injector was not firing right. Well, this was a week ago, so let's maybe see if it's doing the same. And hopefully it isn't an injector issue, because I just put 30% over injectors in this thing, so would not like to have to buy another set. So let's see. Yeah, it's still doing the same thing. Maybe it's not an injector, maybe bent push rod, something like that. Yeah, bent push rod, something came loose on a rocker, valve adjustment came out of whack, something like that. it could be either or. It could be one of those issues. That's a lot of smoke for just revving it up. Yeah, wow. That kind of looks pretty cool. But yeah, something you can see something's not right, obviously, but we're not gonna worry about that today. Today's focus is gonna be 6.0 oil cooler, trying to get that figured out. All right, so here's the aftermath. Here's what I got. So that's obviously the oil cooler. It was a little bit of a struggle. I thought it was way easier on the last truck I did it on. I don't remember taking the turbo off, but you have to take the turbo off. There's also a really tricky bolt to get to, or to get out completely on the intake plenum. It's all the way on the back underneath the downpipe. I'd show you where it is, but it's dark out there, and I'm my only extension cord's plugging in here. But yeah, so that's definitely bad because all the oil smelled burnt, and there's absolutely no doubt that oil cooler's bad. But gonna be replacing all the gaskets. I'm gonna finish all this up tomorrow. Gonna make a whole separate video on it. Yeah, this stuff was pretty easy. The oil filter housing and the fuel filter housing, that stuff was relatively easy. It just was a T40 and a T27 for the base, and then like 18, 16. 18 and 16 for the fuel lines that go into the bowl. But yeah, it shouldn't be too bad. It was just a tedious job. I mean, working on these Fords is pretty tedious, and there's not much room, so you got to work with what you got. And all those V-bands on the turbo were pretty rusted on the downpipe and the turbo, because it is a Midwest truck, so it's gonna have a little bit of rust, but shouldn't be too hard to put it back together. I'll just put it all in the one whole video separate from this. Me splitting the oil cooler from the housing, and then installing it into the housing and putting the gaskets in. Yeah, I guess that's all for this video. Thanks for watching. Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. Yeah, don't forget to subscribe. It really helps out. If you want, you can follow me on TikTok and Instagram. Links will be down in the description, as well as the link for this oil cooler right here off Rock Auto. So if you're doing this job, it's easier for you to access. I got the oil cooler for a pretty decent price, so I think it's the cheapest one you can get, but it's still quality. So look down in the description and you can find the oil cooler. And till the next video.